Hello everyone, this is Johnny with RentKit. In this video, we are going to do a deep dive on the rental orders page. This is the view that just has all of your orders listed out, and we're just going to go through pretty much everything from top to bottom. First thing I want to go over is the help button here. You can click on this and see all of the keyboard shortcuts, saved views and templates, how you can use the AI-powered filtering, which we'll go over, grid customization, and quick date ranges. So I'd encourage you to read through this more deeply and familiarize yourself, especially with the keyboard shortcuts. That'll really help you be able to move around more quickly and be more efficient. Next up, over here on the right, we have the export to CSV option. So if you click on that, that's just going to export all of your invoices to a nicely formatted CSV. Then here in the top right, we have our settings. So here first we have our row density. So this can adjust how the data grid appears. So compact, normal, comfortable, and that's just a personal preference. You can pick whichever one feels best for you. I like compact, but for the sake of this video, I'll just stick with normal. Then we have this option here, show overlapping invoices. It says when enabled, shows invoices that are active or ongoing during the date range, not just those that start within it. And so the default is to just show in whatever time range is selected the invoices, the rental orders that are starting during that period. But if you also want to be able to see everything that's going on, orders that are out as well, then you would turn that on. Next up, we have date range shortcuts. So if we click on our calendar here, you'll see on the left all of these predefined date ranges, which is super handy. But if you want more or less of those, you can toggle on any of these. And just a note right now, you do need to reload after you select any of these. Then we have some minor display options, striped rows. If you want that on or off, I like it on. And then if you want to show the filter inputs, so if you have any filters showing or added on here, those will show up here. And then you can just reset to defaults if you want. Next up in our settings, we have columns. So this is where you are able to hide or show certain columns. So if there's just an overwhelming amount of data here, which there is a lot of, then you can determine what you want to be able to see by turning off or on any of these columns. Next up, we have templates. So these are basically saved filters and other sorting, ordering, date ranges that you can save as specific views. And we'll go over that more in a little bit, but you can apply a template, so make that one the active one. You can edit the name. You can update with the current settings, whatever the data grid is currently showing, whatever filters, whatever orders, those would be applied if you save this to the template right there. And then you can also delete these templates. And if you want to create a new one, you just type in a name here and click save, and that will create a new template with whatever data grid options are currently being used. Then we have this debug view here. So if you're having any issues, you can go ahead and click on capture current state and then send that to me. And I can help you figure out anything that's going wrong. All right, next thing I want to go over is our two ways of searching and kind of filtering for orders. We now have a very fast global fuzzy search. Fuzzy search means that you can kind of search for anything in the data of that document, and it doesn't have to be exact. Previously, we had to have like exact matching, right? So you can just kind of search for anything related to the order and it will show. So if I just do cook here, for instance, we're going to see the customers, the invoices that have Amy Cook as the customer. If I do a search for, let me find some of these items over here. So for instance, this invoice has Cali Palms water slide rental. So if I do water slide and search for that, then we'll be able to see that the orders that have the water slides. And then just deleting and pressing enter again will bring it back to the default view. Several new columns that we've added are the delivery address, delivery city, delivery zip, and the delivery type. So now you can also set up filters or search by any of those. So for instance, if we want to see all of our orders that are in Glendale, I can type out Glendale, and you'll see that it automatically filters and searches for that field. The other way to kind of slice and view your orders is by the select dates. So this is kind of how it was before we implemented the global fuzzy search. So if you click on this, then you're just going to select a date range, and it is going to show all of the orders inside of that date range. And the important thing to know about this, though, is that when you set a date range and then you search, you are only doing a search for the orders that have been fetched inside of that date range, okay? And then to return back to the previous, all you do is say show all invoices, and then it'll clear the date range and be back to the default view. Over here on the far right, we have our saved filter or saved views drop down, and I'm gonna pick 3 pins. This is just one that I created to test pinning. And so let's go over pinning actually. It's a little bit difficult on the first time, so the default view. So if I want to pin customers to the left, you grab it and pull it over to the left, and you'll see a little arrow kind of pop up. See that arrow that's saying to the left? So we can pop that in there, and now customer is pinned. And then anything else that we want to pin, we can just grab and drag over. I'm going to grab our balance and throw that into the pinned columns as well, and then I'm going to reorder that so we have customer and balance. And then I'm going to save this as a new view. So I'm going to come over to the templates, come down here to save current settings as new template, and I'm going to say customer and balance pinned, and then I'm going to save that. And now whenever I reload or someone comes in here, they can quickly go to the defaults and see the customer and balance pinned, and then you can do additional filtering. Here we have the ability to do any sort of filtering. So on any of these columns, you can, almost any of the columns, you can do filters. So for instance, I want to filter on the balance, and let's say greater than 0. And then if I hit apply, that's going to show us orders that have a balance. So now you can take action on any of these balances maybe that you need to follow up on and get payments for. And then you can take it further by saying, let's go ahead and look for balances that are greater than 0 and the rental start before today. And we'll apply that. So now this is kind of like a outstanding orders filter. And we can actually save this as a new template. So I'll say balances outstanding, and we'll save that. And then to take it one step further with what you can do here is we can now go ahead and select any of these that we want to take a bulk action on. So I'm going to select these 6. And then you'll notice that when you select multiple from over here, you'll see this action in the top right show up. It says actions 6. So if I click on that, you'll see now that we have bulk actions. We can send emails to all of these people, and we can select a email template that we've set up in our email templates, and then you can also tag them if you want. So if I wanted to, I would send those the balance due reminder email to these 6 customers. Other things that we can do is just go straight to processing the payments, but this only works if you are integrated with Stripe and the customers have saved payment methods. Other bulk actions that you can do is duplicate the invoices and delete invoices from here. And then finally, just a few pro tips. We have a lot of keyboard shortcuts built in here. So if you want to do new order, you can just do Command or Control Shift A, and that'll open up a new order. Command F will bring you straight into the search, so you can quickly start typing and searching. Here you can clear any filters that are currently applied. And if you're working on a laptop and you find that you accidentally keep swiping backwards and navigating pages on your trackpad, so like you're swiping this way and then you swipe that way, and you accidentally navigate backwards, that's super annoying. If you hold Shift while you do that, then that should help you not navigate backwards. And if you're on a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can hold Shift and use the scroll wheel to navigate left and right in this view. And lastly, if you hold Command or you use the middle button on your mouse and you click with the middle button, it'll open up these invoices in a new tab, so you don't have to kind of do the whole back and forth constantly. Highly recommend using that so that you can open up an invoice, do whatever you need to do, and then just close it and be right back into the rental orders view without losing your spot. Alrighty, I think that's about it. If you have any questions or feedback or requests, let us know. The feedback is always welcome. You can add right here in the feedback page. And thank you to all of those that have been adding. And a special shout out to Michael at BW Party for his request to add additional date range shortcuts. All right, we'll see you all in the next one.